to Fantasy Football Safe Space. I'm 7 o'clock, accompanied by my brother from another mother, Brother Fox. How you holding up?
Hey, I'm well, brother. I'm well. Ready to drop these fantasy facts of the week, baby.
There it is. There it is. Last but certainly not least, the king, the Kang himself, Big E, aka the Fantasy Football Big Guy. How are you?
Hey, you already know. Blessed and highly favored, man. Much love to y'all, man. Just trying to make it. It's hard out here for a pimp. So let's get it, man. Get it.
There it is. There it is. This is your first time coming to Safe Space. This is a show catered to those who want to vent, cry, and laugh their fantasy football pain away. We drop a few gems here and there, so check us out. Brother Fox, before we get into it, how can the good folks take care of us?
As always, y'all can give us that HBO special. If you don't know by now, the HBO special is the Help a Brother Out special. So help some brothers out. Hit that like button, subscribe. It truly, truly goes a long way.
There it is. There it is. Let's start it off as per usual. Who hurt you?
Go ahead, Big E. Go ahead.
The people who hurt me, on the all mud list, some are, but just Pickens, Pickens, Olave, you know what I'm saying? Ooh.
Hey, just Olave was getting locked up.
Right. So it's just like this same team where I got 6 leagues, I won 5 out of 6. This week I won 2 out of the 6. Like, I don't know. Fantasy is so crazy right now. It's really crazy.
It is. One of the most unpredictable years I've seen.
Yeah. I think back-to-back years kind of a little bit of weirdness going on. It started off weird with the Christian McCaffrey, if we can be honest. With the most people would say 1.1. That started the whole thing off.
Yeah. I messed up on that. I do have respect. I do want to say, people that have had Christian McCaffrey, a lot of people that they're having losing records. If you're lucky, you're 2-3 at this point. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, if you drafted Christian McCaffrey early, unless you're playing with some straight up scrubs. But if you 1-4 or whatever, set your lineup up. Don't quit on the fantasy. That's the worst look. If I can say about this show, set your line up. You never know who's gonna hit. Darius Slayton hit for 30 in one of my leagues. You know what I'm saying? How it was set up.
True.
Hit big and they gave me the victory. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Just set your line up. I lose respect for these cats, man.
Fantasy integrity. Right. Winning or losing, set your lineup.
Yeah, even when you're out the hunt. And the funniest thing I remember, and no offense, no shade to you, Brother Fox, but I remember back in the 90s, the Chiefs were in the playoff hunt and the Raiders ended their season. And I remember someone on the defense was like, we going home, they going home.
Right. Yeah, we started sending them home.
Hey, someone else making the playoffs. You come with me.
That's the best. That's the big games, man.
That's the Raider way.
Cancun on 3.
Yeah, I love that. Those are one in the trenches right there. Those type of games where we going home, they going home, and a team will fight you tooth and nail for those games.
Yeah, my entire team let me down. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey, Ford, Aaron Jones, Godwin, Kirk was all right. He got me 12. It's just a bunch of mediocre play, and it seems like when I have a good week, someone just had that just much better of a week. It's like I'll be third in scoring, and I just happen to play number 2. I'll be fourth in scoring.
16. That's above average for most tight ends this year.
So, yeah, it's rough. It's hard out here. It's hot. No Joe Mixon. I didn't have St. Brown this week. He's probably my only consistent player. And then Aaron Jones got hurt.
Yeah, that was.
They got a bye.
That was a big one. Aaron Jones getting hurt. Some people got 6 points out of them in different formats. It was different, but that was a really big. Sam Darnold, you showed he was rolling when Aaron Jones was in, but as soon as Aaron got hurt, it just changed the whole dynamic of the offense. Darnold went back to being Darnold, and you see how good Aaron Jones really is.
Yeah, we seen Darnold started to revert back.
Yeah.
Hey, the clock struck 12 in London, huh? I don't know if y'all saw that. He wasn't the NFL leader in touchdowns.
The slipper fell.
So Darnold is similar to Jared Goff. he needs that run play action and set up his ability to read the field. You know, he needs that man coverage. He's not going to be able to come up to the line of scrimmage, dictate the coverage, and make the perfect pass. He needs the run to set it up so that he can actually make the easy read. And I think that's all it is.
You disrespected Jared Goff.
Hey.
I get what you're saying. That was disrespectful to Goff comparing Darnold to him. I'm just saying that.
No doubt.
AJB or London rest of the season.
Ooh.
Hey, London been on a little heater.
Right. I mean, London's coming. I mean, AJB ain't really done nothing. He's been hurt. He's been a blue tent boy. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. But I think when he gets back, you know, from the bye week or whatever, he's going to, you know, shine. You still have Smith. But, I mean, Mooney, man. Mooney killing.
You've been balling.
That one's going to haunt me.
That's a hard one, brother. I would go, if I had to draft today, I probably would go London. I ain't gonna lie. London was shining. I watched the replays of that game right before I got on here. And I mean, I don't know. Cousins looked good. Cousins really looked good. Cousins was hitting everybody. Who opened Cousins? He got Ray. Ray looking good out there. You know what I'm saying? Ray was in Pittsburgh. I remember Ray.
Yeah.
No,
hey, single game record for the Atlanta Falcons, 509 yards.
Yeah.
They've had some decent quarterbacks.
Hey, that Thursday night game set it off. That started the whole week. But then it was just like, I don't know. I think every game kind of, we were hoping it would live up to that Atlanta game. And it just sucked.
Baltimore, Buffalo was good.
Baltimore Bengals lived up. Yeah.
What about Aaron Rodgers?
Bengals, not Buffalo.
Aaron Rodgers like poisonous, right?
Hey, right? That one silver tooth student.
We'll definitely get to that.
Let's get to it, Brother Fox.
Well, hold on. Let me first drop on who hurt me this week. I was actually surprised by this, but CeeDee Lamb, man, like he hasn't been hurt, and for him not to be hurt, he's wide receiver 13 so far this season. So it's like I got him in he fell in the Vegas league. I got him at 5. But his production has been so wishy-washy, man. I mean, he got me 11.4, but it's just like, man, it was rough. Again, Pittsburgh, their defense isn't amazing. I thought he was going to put up some decent numbers, and I need more from my first-round draft pick.
I feel it. Oh, this is a really great question right here. Let me move this real quick. Would you sell Nico away with his injury history?
I would like Nico. I really like Nico. I mean, Tank Dell, I think, is one of the most biggest disappointments this year. To me.
Right.
I mean, Diggs, of course, Diggs is going to take away some of the catches, but my God, Tank Dell looks like some dirt. For me. That's for me.
Man, hamstring's no joke. It depends what you can get for him.
And he got shot. I can't take that. You know what I'm saying?
What you thinking about for Nico? If you do sell him, what you think you can get for him?
I don't know. You might get a Puka, though, but Puka going to miss a few more games.
Yeah.
I don't think you sell Nico for Puka, personally.
I don't sell Nico at all.
But if you were, hypothetically, like, what's his value? With a hammy. He's leading the NFL in yards right now.
That's tough with a hammy, though. Because he's going to at least be out 4 weeks. I would just give him 4 weeks. But that gives Dale a chance to step up, too.
Yeah, I don't see them rushing him back, being as they have Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs out there. I would say I would hold off until the end of this week just to see what the severity of the injury is. I know they say day to day, but we'll know if he's practicing. If he's like DNP in practice, Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, it's probably something serious. So I'd probably hold off a little bit. But what he could be worth, he could get, I don't know, a mid-tier to high-tier running back. It all depends on what other receivers that you have. Nico is high end right now. Like on paper, he looks fantastic, but again, those small tissue injuries, those are lingering, man.
Right. It says Collins had originally been considered day to day, now considered week to week, according to Adam Schefter.
That means it's a pretty bad strain then.
Right.
And usually hamstrings normally take 3 to 4 weeks to really heal up, and then even then, oftentimes you can't even hit full speed because it'll reel its ugly head. And for a man who's pulled his hamstring 3 separate times, that shit is a bitch, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You do Alvin Kamara for it?
Alvin, I don't know. He was amazing the first 2 weeks, RB1, but then I don't know. He's looked like shit the last few weeks. So
James Cook,
you still see
without Carr out there, is he really going to be productive? He's going to see 8-man boxes.
Right, Carr
his value's in receiving, respectfully.
But again, with an 8-man,
I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Why don't you get into that waiver wire list?
Hey,
we're gonna go dirt and mud.
Hey, look, I'm about to say, man say he got AJ Brown, Amon-Ra, Godwin. So I'm like, hey, well, man, you can Nico.
Put it up in the chat. Okay.
My bad. I ain't see he had a new one.
Take a trade. I mean, I think that's a trade. I'd trade Nico then. I mean,
yeah, I would.
Depending on what, I mean,
hell, package him and AB and get you a superstar.
Right. Hey, I would try to move off of both. I don't want a wide receiver with a hamstring injury. I don't care. It got to be like 6-7 weeks later. I would trade for him. That's if the trading is still open. Because we're about to come on the mid-season. So yeah, try those guys.
I try to maybe get you like a James Cook, something similar with that ilk.
No, but you fellas, y'all said y'all wanted the dirt mud list. Is that I heard that in the background?
I heard that in the background.
You did? Okay, that's what's up. Cause I'm just gonna run down. I'm not running down no points. I'm running down names. And y'all guys, I wanted y'all to pick a few, guys out that you wanted to talk about. But I mean, to start off the dirt mud list, Deshaun Watson, man, he is complete trash.
Ain't nobody starting him.
Nobody.
Somebody in super flex.
Somebody started him because they think that's the week he's gonna shine. I would have thought, hey, Sam Darnold, people are starting him. He was mud this week. Brock Purdy was trash. You know what I'm saying? Breece Hall, I got an asterisk beside it. That's a guy I want to talk about. Breece Hall, trash. Hey, DK had 3 games with 100 yards, so I give him a little bit of a pass. But Pickens, Aaron Jones, Marvin Harrison Jr., brother, hey, you got to get, the popping like your dad do with them guns, dog. You jerk.
Wild.
Deontay Johnson was trash. A-Chan is a blue tent boy. We already know it. We said it. I think people started Leggett, you know what I'm saying? And Watson can't pass. Watson can't really pass, you know what I'm saying? But when he hits you in the hands in the end zone, you know what I'm saying? You got to make that catch, brother. You know what I'm saying? Josh Allen also was dirt. Debo was trash. And Njoku got hurt. And Tank Dell, as usual, was mud. Look for a better, game with Tank Dell this week, but he was definitely mud. But my question, that's the end of the list. My question is Breece Hall. I think everybody is talking about, the first round picks and who hurt you. And McCaffrey, of course, is number one. He was a number one in most drafts, but I think people are overlooking a little bit Breece Hall.
Really, when you think about it, all 3 running backs, top 3 that was taken, top 5, top 8,
Bijan,
CMC, Hall, and Robinson.
Right.
Yeah, they're all kind of not living up to the hype, not living up we thought running backs were making a resurgence, but looks like the back end running backs, the Henrys, the Barkleys, Gibbs are the ones, or even the mid tier, James Conner and Aaron Jones prior, James Cook. Montgomery, taking notes for next year, receiver. Brother Fox been preaching it, triple receiver.
Right.
It might be time. Just don't get you an Olave. We did warn you about Olave.
Yeah. It's just like we said, when it comes to when it comes to running backs, it's like no one adapts faster than the NFL defense. The reason why running backs don't get paid that much is because they get hurt the most. Two, with the large dose of carries, their efficiency is going to go down throughout the year. Only person who gets better with time seems to be Derrick Henry. Ultimately, it's like when it comes down to it, a receiver in a PPR league is going to get you, one, they're going to be on the field more. Two, the likelihood of them scoring is higher. Being as it's changing to a passing league, people want to see passing numbers. So you're going to see more passes towards the end zone. It's rare that you get a team that actually runs the football in the red zone. You know, like the Jets seem like they were that team, but look at Breece Hall's numbers this year. It's no one adapts faster than the NFL defense. There's no other way to really put that. And it's just, it's sad to see these running backs production going, but we've been preaching it all off season. You know, take your receiver in the first round. It's much better to get a second or third round running back as your RB1 because they're going to put up similar production to somebody you take in the first. Other than CMC, who seems to be, when he's healthy, the outlier, I wouldn't go running back in the first round.
Right. That's perfect, man. That's perfect. I still don't. I think that it's a correlation. Something's going on with the quarterback play. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like, you know what I'm saying? Aaron, man, he just ain't. I don't know if he has the team down. I don't know what's going on. You know, they fired the coach, obviously, but
yeah. Escorted out. Can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah, I wanted to. I mean, you know, let
Brother
me know.
Fox, I know you on a heater right now. Go ahead and get in there, Brother Fox. Talk to us about Robert Saleh.
Now, see, in the Robert Saleh situation, obviously there had to be something leading up to him being escorted. You know, him to being fired this morning, and I get that. And if you're the owner of the team, you can make that decision, sure. But let the man leave respectfully. You know, let him talk to his men. Let him meet and talk to his colleagues and this and that before leaving. It's a sign of a terrible organization. It starts at the top. And obviously it starts at the top in this one that they felt they need to escort him out with security. This man has been your head coach for the past 3 seasons, and you don't trust him to leave the premises respectfully? Like, see, the Jets have been a dumpster fire for years, and situations like this just show why. You know, they have no tact. They don't know how to win in any situation. And it's like that they're the perfect marriage for Aaron Rodgers. He ain't shit and they ain't shit.
What's the name? He got a little melanin in his skin. So he saw what he was. He saw how they treated him. They wouldn't have done it to Cliff Kingsbury.
Hey, see, you know, Johnson, the owner of Johnson, he's the owner of Johnson & Johnson, or part owner of Johnson & Johnson. You know, he mad that Diddy in jail and all that baby oil baby oil money going away. That's what that is, bro. He mad.
Johnson & Johnson. The Johnson & Johnson plantation.
Hey, for real.
All that cotton
into y'all too, bro. Y'all acting like the Pouncy Bros tonight.
All that cotton and Johnson.
Oh, man.
Brother Fox, how can the people get their teams better on the waiver wire?
All right.
Through the wire.
I would say that the biggest pickup of the week, seemingly, if he's still available in your league, which he might not be, he's only rostered in 9.5% of leagues, but Tank Bigsby. He seems to be the RB1 now going forward in Jacksonville. And it's weird. ETN, I think he actually might end up being a trade target of a few of these teams coming up before the trade deadline. But it's been about 60-40 with ETN getting the most carries, but last week it seemed to switch and they got their first dub. And, you know, and sometimes you got to run with the hot hand. You know, this is year 4 of the ETN experiment. And, you know, if it comes to him being fired or ETN going to the bench, I feel you got to roll with the hot hand. So me personally, if you have the space, pick up a Tank Bigsby. You may not start him, but hey, just keep him on roster watch. Now there are a lot of.
It feels like every other week it's either him or Bucky Irvin popping off, and I just don't know which one.
Right. You was thinking the same thing I was thinking. I was like, man, you sweating with the. That's one of those guys. That's one of those guys that when you put in, and they know what I'm talking about. You change them throughout the week. You might put them in on Wednesday. You'll change them for another player on Thursday. And you're like, I'm gonna put them back in. One of those guys that you just fight all the way to kickoff to when you play. So like you said, Tank a hit sometime, and sometimes ATN a hit. But I think if he's out there, definitely pick him up. Well, go ahead, Brother Fox. What you got?
Other than that, I would say at the quarterback position, again, if he's available, we talked about him earlier, Kirk Cousins. He started out slow. He had a terrible week 1, but he's been pretty consistent ever since. He seems to be getting you touchdowns, less interceptions. Last week he threw over 400 yards. Obviously, you're not going to get that kind of production from Kirk Cousins every week, but if you need like a substitution bye week start, he's the kind of guy that can get you 18 to 25 points, which will keep you in the running for that bye week.
Nice.
Beyond that, there's
what's going on? Shout out to the shot callers, man.
What up?
Now, other than that, there's some other fish in the sea, but they're hard to recommend. Josh Dobbs had a good week for the Colts. Being as Joe Flacco's out there, I feel like the ball's gonna kind of be spread around. But then Alex Pierce had a good week, so it's like, do you want to go with the consistency of Dobbs, or do you want to go for the big playability of Pierce? Me personally, I would go for Dobbs.
Right.
And then you got to look at Jalen Wright from the Dolphins. The Dolphins are a shit show.
Yes.
But with
HN and Mozart.
With HN and Mostert always being hurt, and they're being magna cum laude of the blue tent. It's like, hey, you may have to roll with Jalen Wright. And again, with all these bye weeks coming up, you're going to need a spot starter. Jalen Wright might be your guy. And he's only rostered in 8% of leagues.
Right.
Other than that, look, Trey Tucker from the Raiders. I'm not feeling that. I think the Raiders are dumpster fire. You can't touch any of them with a stick.
Definitely.
But what about Bowers?
Definitely Bowers, and I like
Bowers absolutely, but Bowers, I would say 90% chance he was drafted late. He's already on somebody's roster. He's been balling out since week 1.
No, you said you didn't trust a Raider, and I'm like, what? Not Bowers. I was more, my bad.
Okay, I agree with that. My bad. I take that back. I trust Bowers, but he's going to be on somebody's team, so he's not going to be available. But
back on Bowers, man. Best tight end. Best tight end in the division. Kelsey with that Burt Reynolds mustache. Man, Kelsey with that Burt Reynolds mustache, man. His best days behind him, dog.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Check the stat sheet now, player. The last 2 weeks with Kelsey have been very good, player.
Alex Smith now. Pat is Alex Smith right now.
Ooh.
Would you guys win with Alex Smith? You would.
Hey, no doubt.
You know what you need to revisit, Biggie? Remember that video we made about those ain't shit guys with the Raiders?
No.
You need to revisit that, boy. When I was talking about why didn't the Raiders pick, why are they going with these ain't shit guys? And why didn't they put forth a formidable quarterback to challenge for the quarterback? Why didn't they trade up?
Hey, well, if we getting ain't shit guys, we might as well have Mahomes and daggone Kelsey on the team too. Then
y'all would be Super Bowl caliber.
Sign them up to be Raiders because they ain't shit.
Hey, they
right?
Fantasy, that's what they are.
For fantasy, Pat Mahomes is dirt right now. In the last 20 games, he's been.
Congratulations, all right?
T Money got a question. 10-man PPR: Burrow, Jacobs, Gibbs, CD, Chase, Kincaid, DK, Wicks, Bucky Irvin, Tracy, Downs, Myers, Worthy, Brooks on IR 3 and 2. Any moves?
I like Bucky though. I like Bucky.
You gotta maybe Jacobs, maybe package Jacobs and DK, and upgrade your running back position. That's what I would do.
So Gibbs has had a rough year so far. I want to say he had 3 touchdowns. I want to say it's like 200 and some yards rushing. It's been a real slow year for him, albeit they did have a bye week last week, so it's going to affect his numbers.
For sure.
You know they're going to give Montgomery the ball when it comes to like the red zone, so his chances of scoring is just going to be minimal. I since he has the name and production last year behind him, like you said, I try to flip Gibbs, maybe throw in a Downs or a Myers to try to get you somebody more elite at the receiver. Next, your receivers are good.
Yeah, I mean, it's even his running backs. If you got Brooks on the
IR.
So he's going to soon. And I mean, it's going to take probably week 10 for him to get, ready for the, NFL ready. But he's going to be a good. We know the talent. We've seen the video. You know who he is, KD style.
So the coach said they had him limited and they expect him to unleash him after the bye, like they did last year. Okay, bet. Ooh. Then we got Sheesh. If you selling Gibbs, hit my line.
He gonna say
Brother Fox, before we get out of here, how can the good folks take care of us?
As always, y'all can give us the HBO special. If you don't know what the HBO special is, it's the Help a Brother Out special. So help some brothers out. Hit that like button, subscribe. It truly, truly goes a long way.
We got.
And if you guys have any more questions, hit us up before we take off.
He said, I just traded for.
So he just traded for Gibbs. Got you.
Well, they counter. I would have done that. That's a good trade. I'd do that. I mean, I would take that trade. I wouldn't trade. I mean, I would try to trade those guys to get him.
He's an elite talent, but the way how that offense is run is like there's so much talent that needs the football between Laporta and Amon-Ra and Montgomery. It's like there's gonna be times that he's more out there just to be a distraction.
Right.
So it's just I don't know.
I don't know.
Last year.
He has a similar skill set to Alvin Kamara, and one thing that benefited Kamara is that the Saints haven't had like dominant weapons. So he de facto the offense ran through him. I feel like it's the same situation, except there are, you got Jameis Williamson and you got St. Brown, not to mention Laporta. It's a talent, and hell, even his backup Montgomery is a dog.
Yeah,
2-3 years ago he was RB3 in Chicago.
Right, Montgomery a beast now,
and the carries almost split even. So it's it's tough, man.
He's good. You didn't draft him. You traded for him. You traded 2 lesser players. So at the end of the day, you came up in that trade, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But you still may want to upgrade and pair him with one of your 3 receivers.
We'll wait for a big game, obviously.
Yeah. And you know what? He's already had his bye. You could sit on him.
Right. That's always big. The bye is always big. I try to trade. I was trying my best to trade, a guy. I was trying to trade Pat. I was trying to trade Pat before this bye. It didn't get all, so I got to, work Andy Dalton in, you know what I'm saying? But I was trying to get somebody. I couldn't get him. I just couldn't get him.
Yeah, I feel you. Man, that concludes another episode. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. It is Fantasy Football Safe Space, presented to you by the Fantasy Shotcallers. I'm 7 o'clock. This is my brother from another mother, Brother Fox, and Big E, the King of the South. See you guys next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Go Chiefs.
Hey.